It's going to be really high level racing. You know, these guys are just absolute animals.
It's the ultimate test of endurance.
Patience is probably the buzzword for this season.
Ooh, it's spicy.
2 more years in me before I quit the world of triathlon.
London, legs screaming at you experience, and it's who can push through that pain.
A lion is born to lead, not to follow.
I know everyone's strength and weakness.
The race to Qatar is on.
Second place in the silver medal position. Here we go with Lady Waugh.
Kate Waugh of Great Britain.
Great running so far from Waugh.
Exactly where she wants to be. Kate Waugh, a brilliant performance.
Waugh still pushing the pace. Big smile when she saw that gap.
Kate Waugh, the under-23 world champion.
First senior championship, and she's the one who's leading it. It's really exciting to see.
Kate Waugh. You must be so proud of that performance.
Yeah, so I'm in Copenhagen right now, training with the KTK Triathlon group. I think people would probably recognise some people in the squad. There's obviously Magnus Ditlev, who is a very respectable athlete, and Thor Bendix Madsen, Laura Madsen, who's obviously competing in the T100 series this year as well. Yeah, I'm super grateful that they've kind of welcomed me into the squad like they have, and it's just allowed me to just consistently tick off training days. I think especially in swimming, I think that's the hardest to kind of get done by yourself. So just being part of a squad who just kind of holds you accountable for kind of jumping in the water and just getting through it, I think is really great.
You got me shaking, yeah, I feel the fever coming on. Oh, you know you're all I want. Keep saying that I hate it, but it's kind of fun.
I'm really happy to accept the T100 contract this year. I was really determined to try something different after the end of the Olympic cycle. It was a pretty intense period, and I just felt like I needed to channel my kind of energy and training into something else, just to feel just a bit more refreshed and just try something new. A lot of people said, you're quite young to be trying like slightly longer distances, but I think my age within triathlon is quite high. I've been doing the sport since I was 8 years old, so it definitely felt like the right time to try it for me. So perhaps my curiosity for the longer distance came earlier than perhaps it would for other people. So I'm really enjoying just trying all things kind of TT riding and learning a lot, but yeah, really enjoying the process. After the under-23 World Champs at the end of 2022, I was introduced to Paulo Sousa. In my first meeting with Paulo, I sat down with him and told him that I really wanted to try and qualify for the Olympic Games in 2024. And at the time, I remember feeling embarrassed to say that to him and feeling that that was way beyond my reach. And It was a really great meeting because he fully backed me to do that, and he said, yeah, we'll take on the challenge, we'll go all in. And yeah, I think that just kind of gave me the energy I needed for the next 2 years to just trust in my coach and trust in what I was doing. Yeah, ultimately we did achieve that goal of qualifying for the Olympics, and yeah, it was an incredibly rewarding time. Telling him that I qualified, and it was just a really, really special moment because that was the goal we kind of set out to achieve, and to have achieved that was, yeah, really special because he backed me all the way. Obviously, it was a very kind of turbulent time around Paris, and I think obviously Paulo kind of lived that with me, and I think he knew that I needed something new just because I had got myself into a place where I was really just struggling in training and not really enjoying it. I think I just the Paris build-up had really taken its toll. So
We mentioned the Americans, also a big day for the Brits, because as it stands, only Beth Potter has guaranteed her position in the Olympic Games. And we've got obviously Taylor Brown here, Kate Waugh and Sophie Caldwell too. And only 2 others can join Potter in the French capital.
From New Zealand, Ashley Thorpe, number 20 from Italy.
I have results as a junior, as an under-23, but the Olympic build-up just felt like a whole new kettle of fish, and I didn't really know how to approach it. I felt like I should, and I felt like I should know what to do, and I just didn't. Cagliari came round, and it was kind of the whole Olympic team for British Triathlon was there. We were kind of told that we needed to produce a medal-winning performance that would qualify us for Paris. The race came around and I didn't really perform the way I wanted to, and none of us performed the way we were expected to. It kind of fell into the hands of discretionary selection, which is quite a broad term anyway, and yeah, it just very much became the unknown. But ultimately I was selected, which for the first hour of finding that out was probably the proudest and happiest moment of my life. I had poured everything into it. I'd moved abroad, I'd joined Paulo's group, and I spent a lot of time away from my family, and it just felt, all of that was worth it. After being told of my selection, I was informed of an appeal. That was kind of the start of a really, really difficult time. I was basically deselected because the first appeal was won, so they had to do another selection. So it was extremely distressing because I was at altitude at the time and I was going to be there until the Olympics. So I was trying to train for the biggest race of my life whilst very much being in the unknown. Yeah, obviously you kind of ride this kind of emotional roller coaster of wanting to train your heart out for the biggest race of your life and then not really knowing whether that was going to come into fruition. The worst thing was seeing that it was affecting like my family as well. I think they've obviously followed my journey for, I'm going to cry now, for a very long time, and just seeing like my mum and dad have to go through that distress as well was just, yeah, it was just really hard because obviously they wanted to see me, you know, compete on the biggest stage, and it kept kind of getting taken away from me. I ultimately did qualify officially, but yeah, by that point it had been kind of 3 weeks of just lack of sleep, tears, trying to train when, you know, I should have just been ticking off training days. When I arrived in Paris, I felt really uncomfortable because I was, yeah, just in a team where everyone was aware of the fact it had been such a roller coaster, and so I think everyone just felt uncomfortable in the situation. And it's hard when kind of relationships get damaged in the process as well, because, you know, we're all doing it for the love of the sport and it shouldn't come to that. It was a really difficult time, and then even just kind of receiving my handbook of all the athletes and seeing that I was the only athlete in the whole handbook that didn't have an official photo because I wasn't able to go to the kit day, like, that's pretty hard. It's funny because you spend your whole life wanting to qualify for this race, and it's the pinnacle of the sport, it's like the thing you dream of, and then you arrive there and it just didn't feel like any of that, and I just really struggled to, yeah, enjoy that whole process. I think it's always just going to have like a bit of a taint on it, and I guess that's part of the reason why I would really love to go to LA and qualify for that. I'm very much determined to go back and almost get my revenge and just make it a more positive experience next time. It was actually at the end of last year that I signed the T100 contract. I thought it was a really, really good way to transition out of the Olympic cycle. And yeah, I think it allowed me to have a really nice break, knowing that I had something new to focus on. It'd be really great to start the year well. I think training's been going really well, so I don't think there's any reason why it wouldn't. It's just more an experience thing. It'll be the longest race I've ever done.
A very warm welcome to you all to the fabulous Marina Bay Sands here in Singapore. Welcome to the start of a new season of the T100.
That's me. We start with the normal poses, which are like 45-degree angles. So you go round in a circle, you do arms folded, hands on hips, smile, non-smile. Yeah. Standard stuff.
Love on repeat. You just hit delete. Wishing they were me.
$250,000 prize money will be split between the men and the women, and the winners will be taking home $25,000.
I'd be absolutely buzzing with a top 5, but I'd be satisfied with a top 8.
The road to Qatar starts here in Singapore. These remarkable endurance athletes are ready to go, and so are we.
To say the goosebumps are back, it is go time. What a field we've got for a first race here in Singapore. Conditions are absolutely brutal. I'm very keen to see someone like Flora Duffy. This is her element. So arguably I would say Singapore is actually the toughest course we've got on the circuit. Obviously have to talk about Ashley Gentle. She is arguably the queen of Singapore. She's won here twice, a few others. Lucy Charles-Barkley has always got a target on her back wherever she goes.
It's really hard to look past those hotshot athletes, those athletes having special contracts, bringing them into the series for the first time. Jess being one of the best swimmers in the sport, and Kate Waugh especially. I think they're here to spice things up.
The race to Qatar is on.
I guess my only kind of anxiety around the race, it wasn't the race itself that was making me nervous, it was how my ability would fare against everyone else's ability, because I knew I was in a good place. I just didn't know how that would fare against everyone else.
Racing here in Singapore, the conditions are as challenging as it gets. A water temperature of 30.3 degrees. This is going to be as brutal and unrelenting as it gets.
I was immediately thinking really positively because I just felt like I was in a really good position. Yeah, I think I was prepared for the change of pace, but I very much wanted to stay within my not comfort zone, but I wanted to stay within my limits. I didn't want to be getting out of the swim and just feeling like I was in the reds.
All right, as they exit the Bergere swim course, they are making their way onto the Aussie exit and out onto the pontoon.
Lucy Charles-Barkley in third, Kate Waugh there in fourth.
I felt excited to get on the bike because obviously it is so new for me, and I didn't really know what was going to happen, so I think obviously it can make you very nervous, but I was just really excited, especially because I had felt so good coming out of the water.
These athletes do ride to power, they do a lot of testing, they know what their data numbers are. The one athlete who probably won't have as much data over what they can hold over this distance is Kate Waugh, because she's not raced over this distance before, so she doesn't know if the power she's holding is appropriate or not.
On the first lap of the bike, I didn't really expect to be so far up the field. Jess was a bit further up the road, maybe 30 seconds or so, and I think just trying to keep her in sight, she kind of acted like a carrot almost. I was just constantly trying to keep her in sight.
We're only 18 kilometers into the bike, so they could put some pretty big gaps in if that pace continues. But again, I'm so interested to know whether this has been a tactic to just go out super hard, super early, or if this is a pace that Jess and Kate can really maintain.
I knew I was going to have to overhydrate, I knew I was going to have to overfuel, because I know how quickly the humidity and the heat can just zap you and destroy you. I was very, very conscious of that throughout the whole race, and I guess just taking my time to overdo it and knowing that it might catch up with me. That was something, just that environmental factor I felt really confident in.
We've got 3 Brits in front right now, so Jess Learmonth, Kate Waugh and Lucy Charles-Barclay.
Yeah, 20% of the field already out, and we haven't even started the run, which is where it's going to heat up.
I almost at one point was thinking, does everyone know something that I don't? Like, because I feel really strong, but I don't know, is this all gonna hit me? I remember almost doing a full body check at like 50K and being like, okay, are my legs okay? Are they about to fall off? No, that's fine. Is my head okay? Is it too hot? No, I'm okay. And then just being like, okay, let's just push on.
We're on the final lap of the bike.
Right now, I mean, Kate Waugh has got herself in a good position. I think she has got herself in the money seat.
I do think the way things stand right now, I would make Kate Waugh favourite for the win. With her run calibre, if she can hold it together over this extended distance, I think she's the favourite now. That's such a big gap.
I knew that my support team were going to be really nervous because they just think that I have no self-control. I think they were just nervous that I was pushing myself way too much, so kind of came into T2 and I knew that almost everyone's support network is in the transition area watching. And I was thinking, okay, I need to get off the bike and just, even if I don't feel good, just pretend.
It almost feels like Kate has
She's going to overtake her, I think.
Ooh, another cramp. Yeah, she's cramping everywhere. Oh, poor thing.
Oh, it's horrible to see. Kate Waugh takes the lead here in Singapore. She's overtaken Jess Learmonth in the transition area, and she will begin this 18-kilometre run in the lead.
Overtook Jess, who was cramping in transition, and seemed to get into my flow really quickly.
She looks better than she did the last time we saw her. She looks like she's running faster and more smoothly, and she went out of transition pretty well, but I would say she's looking even better now than she did as she exited T2.
Yeah, obviously on the run, the sun kind of came out and it did feel really hot, and you obviously don't have the breeze as much. But I think because of how many aid stations there were, I actually think I ran with a water bottle for about 18K. I was just so paranoid about overheating. You definitely felt a lot hotter on the run than at any other point in the race.
With the way that Jess Learmonth has struggled on the run so far, and the fact that Kate Waugh appears to be the fastest mover on course, she's now got a gap of 5 minutes and 24 seconds back to second place. I mean, this is the stuff that dreams are made of for your debut on the T100 circuit. Greater distance than she's ever competed against. This will also probably be the most memorable 1.5 kilometres of her career. She is about to do something she's never done before. This is going to be the biggest achievement of her career to date.
I guess I knew that my family were watching, and you know, my parents kind of went through that whole, you know, journey. Well, they've been through everything with me, and especially after last year, I almost kind of wanted to just wave at them and be like, yeah, we did it, we made it past kind of the tough times, and now we're here. And yeah, that was really special.
Of everyone as Waugh wins the T100 here in Singapore, takes the tape and raises it in the air in celebration. What a performance from Waugh, who I think is just starting to understand what she's just achieved.
When I crossed the line, I was just full of adrenaline and super hyped up and feeling such a range of emotions of kind of joy and accomplishment, quite tearful because of kind of how the journey had been to get there, and finding my love for the sport again, and just feeling confident in myself and my ability again. It was, yeah, just quite overwhelming, and knowing that kind of, you know, like I've said, my family put a lot into my triathlon career, and they've supported me since my first triathlon when I was 8, right up until now. So it's been almost 20 years of a triathlon journey.
I thought training had gone well into this, but I didn't expect that.
Lisa Bergere, second place here in Singapore. Third place in 2025. A brilliant start to the year for Lucy Charles-Barclay.
I think part of me was always determined to do that distance, because I guess I've always looked up to the women who race those distances and seen them as such complete athletes and complete triathletes, and such strong women, and I guess I just wanted to be one of them. And yeah, so that was a really, really cool moment, and yeah, certainly unforgettable.